What is up, HWF audience? It is I, the motherfucking icon Soup, and I am shooting with Soup, baby. This is episode number 3. And you know what? Recently I've been talking about years. And I covered a couple years already. Well, this one's going to be a short one. But the year in question is 2006, ladies and gentlemen. The final violent act. July 1st. One event we had that year. The first reunion show after 3.5-year hiatus from the House Wrestling Federation. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we returned. Balls, Mike Extreme, Suicide Kid, and myself, the Icon Soup. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the final violent act. It is the number 1 in the top 15 moments in HWF history. And it is also one of the greatest events in HWF history. I think it's number 2. But ladies and gentlemen, the lead up to the big reunion show in 2006. Well, what happened was, I do not know for the life of me why we stopped wrestling in 2002. I don't know if it was just a bunch of injuries that you know we had compiled. We were running separate lives. Even me, the owner, just gave up. Like, we just stopped. It was weird, you know, because we were having such a great time. And in 2002, we hit that stride with EHW. But anyways, so come 2006, we're all still friends. Suicide Kid, Mike Extreme, myself, my brother Balls. So we start batting around the idea, why don't we have a reunion show? Why don't we have one more show to wrap everything up? We didn't have future events in mind, like Better Off Dead in 2009, or even our comeback in 2014. But 2006, we planted the seeds, man. We wanted to have one more show, one more reunion show that pitted our greatest matches that we ever had. Me and Suicide Kid, Balls and Mike Extreme, me and Balls, the 3-way dance between myself, Mike Extreme, and Suicide Kid, which is one of the greatest matches in HWF history of all time. Bloody, brutal, violent. But that's how it came about. You know, we were batting around the ideas, and I came up with Final Violent Act. I said it's going to be the final violent act in the series 1 through 5. We had 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th violent act. This was going to be the final violent act. So we decided on July 1st, 2006, at the HWF Arena, we got together, and history was made, dude. I remember before the show, Mike Extreme was running late, and Balls. They were both running late. So me and Suicide Kid started doing shots of Bacardi 151. So we were a little comfortable, as you could imagine, when we went into that event. Damn, I wrestled 5 matches. I was in every single match except for Balls and Mike Extreme. To tell you what, man, holy cow, it was a brutal fight. Me and Suicide Kid, we had that opening contest, and we both knew we had to go in there balls to the wall. So, dude, we went in there, we beat the crap out of each other. You know, he hit me with a chair so hard at one point. You know, I hit him with a fucking baseball bat to the elbow, and you can hear the sound. It cracks. It's like, boom. You know, he hit me as hard as he friggin' could with a pool stick. It broke over my elbow, and I actually still feel it in my wrist. 12 years later, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we went in there, and we just beat each other's asses. It ended with a draw after Suicide Kid did the FU on me, and we both pinned each other 1, 2, 3, and it was a draw, you know. But that was great. That first opening contest, man, that was brutal. And then me and Mike Extreme had a match. And I did a shoot on this when I did the 10-year reunion a few years ago for Final Violent Act. The Phantom 5 minutes. Me and Mike Extreme were going, like I said again, balls to the wall. We were beating on each other, hitting moves, hitting spots. Then Suicide Kid is like, guys, you're going to have to do that again. I wasn't filming. We're like, what? You weren't filming? So we tried to remember and recreate what we had just done minutes before. And that's the final product you see in the Final Violent Act. But it was great. Mike Extreme busted me open with a stiff cookie sheet shot. And I think I got the pinfall, hitting him with a stiff pile driver. 1, 2, 3, and that was it, you know. The next match was Mike Extreme and Balls in a rematch from the main event of September to Remember, our final show. And those guys, they went, dude, Mike Extreme. Shout out to Mike Extreme, dude, wherever you are. You have the hardest goddamn head that I ever seen somebody have in backyard wrestling. You are personally my favorite backyard wrestler, too. But, dude, Balls must have hit Mike Extreme with 30 fucking stiff chair shots in that match. And every single one of them, Mike Extreme went down like The Undertaker and rose right back up. I mean, it was brutal. Suicide Kid jumped in at the end of that, hitting Balls with a chair, bloodying him. But Mike Extreme got the victory on that one. Yes, Mike Extreme got the victory over Balls, the world champion at the time. The next match was that infamous three-way dance. It was a rematch from the Invasion show. Myself, Suicide Kid, Mike Extreme. Dude, it was brutal. We brawled everywhere, all over the yard. Dude, I was so bloody in that match. Suicide Kid, you know, he hit me with some brutal stuff. And so did Mike Extreme. And vice versa. You know, we all got beat really pretty good. You know, it was a ladder to hell. The 4th ever ladder to hell. You had to climb that stairway up and grab that barbed wire till you could use it. And I remember the crown of thorns, or crown of barbed wire, and I put it on Mike Extreme's head and was raking it across his face. And it looked like Jesus with the crown of fucking barbed wire and stuff, dude. It was so cool. But again, Mike Extreme got the victory in that match. So he went 2-0 against me and Suicide Kid in the three-way dances. Can you believe that? That's a little bit of history for you. The next match was the three-way. It was a two-fall championship match where basically we had the TV and the world in the tree, and we had to climb a ladder to get the TV first, and then climb a ladder to get the world first. Suicide Kid won both of those. Then the infamous, bloodiest match in HWF history. Shout out to Balls, dude. We were busted wide open. I had a white shirt covered in blood. Dude, it was just pouring out of my face. And Balls, man, he was just so bloody, and there's a few screenshots of just Balls just blooded up. One of my favorites, dude. That event was awesome. The Final Violent Act. For just being us 4 guys, dude, we went out there and put on a hell of a show. Go watch it on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. It's split up, the matches individually, but go watch that event, because that is one good show. Hey, you know what? We're going to wrap it up right here, baby. And that's all you need to know about 2006. The Final Violent Act. The one and only show. We would come back 3 years later, but that was the first, baby. Go check it out exclusively on YouTube. HWF The Final Violent Act. Well, I am the Icon Soup. I was your host for Shootin' with Soup, and I'll see you next week, buddy.